It's protein ice cream, which you would have loved if you would have tried it. Do you like Haagen-Dazs ice cream? Coach Greg, and today's video is on Blair's Walnuts. This is a very popular Instagram person with almost 1 million followers. And she happened to do a video about me, and in the thumbnail it says, liar! Eating like Greg Doucette. He yelled at me. I've never heard of Blair Walnuts in my life. I have no idea. So likely I never yelled at her. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see.
Greg Doucette, professional buff dude.
What in the heck does that mean?
Loud screamer.
Shut up!
And member of the nutrition community. Him and Abby Sharp went back and forth, and I got included for a quick second, so you know, guys.
How did she get included for a quick second?
I don't get the connection here. Is this Abby Sharp's daughter, perhaps? Or sister, maybe? I don't get it. I don't know what's happening here.
He's buff, so he's obviously doing something right. Today I'm going to try his volume eating plan and see if it works for me and tell you guys what I really think about it.
Okay, to start with, my diet has nothing to do with being buff or not. That's due to genetics, taking PDs, and training hard. My diet is about being lean. Low calorie dense foods that fill you up, that you actually like, that taste good. It's about being at the weight that you want to be, looking the way you want. It's not about being buff. It's not some diet to be like, oh, if you eat like me, you're going to get jacked.
So I just watched Greg's video where he yells about French toast and has absolutely no trust that we're going to make it correctly. Right now I'm going to pop to the store and get the ingredients because I don't harbor fake sugar in my house. I don't harbor egg whites in a carton in my house because I don't believe in them.
Okay, so she doesn't have regular ass bread or artificial sweetener in the house or egg whites. So she's going to go and buy some, and guess what's going to happen? She's going to make French toast, she's going to eat it, and she's going to love it, she's going to get addicted to it, and for the next year, she's going to eat French toast almost every morning. That's what happens to everyone. They start watching my videos, they buy my freaking cookbook, they realize I'm on to something, and it's not some bullshit scam diet. No, I'm not making shit up, I never lie to you. I'm right 99.7% of the time.
So as you guys notice, there's no egg white cartons in any shop around me. So what I had to do was just separate the eggs from the egg whites, and I saved all the egg yolks.
Okay, so she lives in a country where they don't actually have egg whites in cartons, so she separates the yellow from the white. Great, see, it's not that complicated. And she's gonna cook the French toast aesthetically because it has to look pretty. Okay, that's cool. You can make it look the way you want. I don't need it to be pretty, I just need it to taste amazing.
Because I made Nick some bacon with some cheesy egg yolks, and trust me, he was very happy about it. So don't worry if you can't find egg whites in a carton. It looks like your significant other is just going to be very happy because you're going to make them breakfast every morning.
No, you shouldn't actually make your significant other a death omelet. I mean an egg yellow omelet. You don't take all the egg whites out and then feed all the yellows, which are all the fat and high calorie dense food items, and feed it to them. That's not smart unless you're trying to get them to bulk and you want them to gain weight. The problem with the typical diet is it's very calorie dense. There's too many calories and you end up eating too much. It's not your fault. Evolution's created this problem, okay? You want to eat a certain amount of calories so you can survive in the winter in case of famine and things like that, okay? If you eat less calorie dense foods, like in my freaking cookbook, you're going to be full. It tricks the body into thinking you've eaten enough. And then ghrelin doesn't come chasing you and saying, eat.
Next thing we have to add is some type of sweetener. So I noticed that Greg likes the artificial sweeteners. I'm not a fan of them. I don't really believe in them.
I don't really believe in them. Honey, it's fake sugar, not Hogwarts.
I think there's nothing wrong with some honey or some coconut sugar. I think it's fine, but whatever. We're going to follow his recipe.
Xylitol is going to count as an artificial fake sweetener. What I'm saying is we're putting in something to make it taste sweet that has less calories than sugar. Okay, so if you put xylitol, that counts as a fake sugar. Artificial sweeteners, it's to have less calories. No other reason than that. I'm trying to get you to be full on less calories. That's one of the ways to do it.
So Greg says that he normally leaves his in overnight and it soaks, and I feel like that would make it so soggy.
Okay, she clearly hasn't actually watched my videos. I was cooking with P28 bread, which doesn't even exist anymore, and it's a high protein dense bread, and it takes hours to absorb the egg whites. Regular ass bread, which every single human being on earth, well no, probably not everyone, only maybe a few million know that I use regular ass bread. I turn it over a few times, and maybe it takes 10 or 20 seconds to absorb properly. No, I don't let regular ass bread overnight. Watch my videos and do an accurate portrayal of my diet. I don't like when people watch my diet and do it wrong.
Like, has anyone else tried his recipe? Does it come out really soggy?
Has anyone else tried my recipe? Millions of people have. Millions.
I'm gonna have to use real maple syrup. I think this amount of maple syrup that I use is pretty much negligible in terms of like macro.
Is she for real?
Who cares? Doesn't make that big of a difference.
Oh my God, woman.
I'm not in competition prep. I'm not a bikini bodybuilder. I'm just a girl.
Okay, I gotta rewind that.
Who really cares? Doesn't make that big of a difference. I have no idea. I'm not in competition prep. I'm not a bikini bodybuilder. I'm just a girl trying to figure out what works for me and what doesn't. So,
okay. Some education for y'all. So she's got regular ass syrup, excessively high in calories. A little tiny bit has a tremendous, enormous amount of calories. You can easily put 100 to 200 calories of syrup on your French toast and not even notice it. The syrup that I use, 4 tablespoons, has 20 calories. 4 tablespoons of regular syrup has 200 calories. That's 10 times more calories. So you're not a bikini competitor, you're not in contest prep and all that stuff. 99% of the people I coach and who buy my books and so on are not competitive bodybuilders. I'm sick and tired of everyone thinking that it's just competitors that should do this. The diet I have works for everyone. Every calorie counts. And no, she didn't use a lot. She may have only used a tablespoon, which is hardly any. It's still 50 extra calories. It could have been 5. That's 45 extra calories she doesn't get to enjoy. That's another little square of that French toast, I bet. So rather than eating 4, she could eat 5. And imagine if she used a normal amount of syrup. That's hardly any syrup at all. She could probably have had 6 or 7 and be more full. And imagine she had used oil on the pan.
It's actually really good. I see why he eats it now. The bread is all soft and fluffy, and it's like creamy, like it tastes like cake. It tastes like I'm eating cinnamon cake for breakfast.
Oh, but my diets suck. Not sustainable. Who could eat like that? Only bodybuilders could ever eat like that. This is how I've been eating for years, people.
it was literally so delicious. I'm smacking the whole time in the video. I had a great time.
You think there was even a 1% chance that she wasn't going to like it? No, I don't lie. The bold title says liar. She must have been being sarcastic or something. She could have said, definitely not a liar. That would make sense.
So as you guys know, my favorite and only workout that I'm okay with doing is jump roping.
Is this gonna be a skip and rope ad? Let's just see. Is this a skip and rope ad?
So my goal is usually 999 jumps because like that's the max on my jump rope and it gives me intense satisfaction.
Well, that's what she said.
I'm also trying to get into like really cool jump rope tricks. I see these people on Instagram go really hard with jump ropes. Like, you think I'm good at jump roping? Wait till you see these people on Instagram. They're insanely good.
Let's see who's got the better moves. If you want to see her take on Coach Greg, tell her to make a video. Let's call it a 3-minute skipping challenge. She has to do cool moves in 3 minutes, okay? Whatever she wants to do, and just demonstrate. And it doesn't have to be the full 3. Just do something. Show Coach Greg you got some moves. I will make a response skipping video. We'll see who's the better skipper, okay? If you want to see that happen, get her posted video.
After that, it was time to try his second meal, which was on the strange side. I'm not gonna lie. It was chicken, peas, and popcorn because Dave doesn't like rice.
What?
Because Dave doesn't like rice. Because Dave doesn't like rice.
What?
He thinks that it's better to eat popcorn because it's more filling for him, it has more fiber, it's yummier for him.
Glad she brought that up. It's yummier. Taste is paramount. So I need healthy and tasty. Very good point that Blair's brought up. It's gotta be yummy. The yumminess factor is so important. You saw meal 1, it was yummy. She was loving it. It was like eating cake. And it was healthy.
Like, not really a lot of difference between popcorn and rice, except the butter. Is anyone thinking about the butter here? Like, can't I have rice and an avocado instead of the popcorn?
Blair, we're not adding butter on the popcorn. It's not movie popcorn. Smart Pop popcorn. It's 94% fat-free. That means only 6% of it's fat. Only 6%. In a 50-gram serving, there's 2.5 grams of fat and 160 calories. The popcorn bag's 70 grams. And not all the popcorn pops. There's kernels left. There's only about 200 calories per bag. Maybe 3 grams of fat. Does that sound like a lot of fat? Does that sound like a lot of butter? Butter is all fat. Tons of calories. I don't put butter on my popcorn. I'm way above that. It's kind of insulting that you would even think that I wouldn't have thought of that already. You think I'm going to give you a food and think, oh, Greggy Greggy's pretty smart, but he didn't think about this one. He forgot about the butter calories. There's a lot in there. Yeah, it's pretty good, the popcorn, but the butter. I am so far beyond that level of knowledge. It's just, it's insulting to have these questions. It bothers me. I know so much about losing weight. Just believe me, the popcorn is a good food to eat dieting. Just take my freaking word for it at this point.
I also got out a chicken breast. I only plated one, but I ended up eating 2 chicken breasts.
There is no way there's 2 chicken breasts on that plate. Unless it's a chicken breast from a chicken this big. Little baby chicken. That is not 2 chicken breasts. That doesn't even look like 1 chicken breast.
10 out of 10 would highly recommend mustard as your condiment of choice because if you're trying to watch your calories, it's like no calories and it's very yummy.
Mustard, in fact, has calories. It's just rounded to 0. Doesn't mean it's got none. There's even protein in mustard, and you can't have magical protein that has no calories, okay? Trust me, just believe me.
I grew up with this microwave popcorn. I don't know about you guys, but this was like a staple in my household. It's so buttery and soft and crunchy and salty.
Pick the low-calorie popcorns. It's very important. We're trying to get low-calorie dense food. And don't be fooled. Skinny Pop? Don't even get me started. Imagine if she had opened up a Skinny Pop. Okay, I don't actually know the calories in the one that she opened. Be careful. Can't just have regular popcorn with all the butter and all that stuff. It has to be low-calorie popcorn, like Smart Pop, the one that I eat.
Also, don't forget to subscribe. You can also text me at 702-930-2436, and I'll try to text you back.
Was this a joke? She showed her text message. Oh, I'm going to text her. She's from the United States. Earlier in the video, didn't you say there was no egg white cartons and you're from the United States? Message. It's Greg Doucette. You need to eat low-fat or low-calorie popcorn, not just any old popcorn. I recommend you get Orville Reichenbacher Smart Pop popcorn. Period. You need to watch more of my videos.
So I saw for that his next meal, he makes some kind of wrap thing. I tried to find low-calorie wraps, but I couldn't find any. The best thing I could find were these things.
She lives in the United States. She tried to find low-calorie wraps, but she couldn't find any. Okay. See, I take it that this girl is in her early 20s because younger people, they're actually way better at technology than me. Like, I'm horrible at it, but I can type in Google. If you buy my freaking cookbook, it goes say which wraps you could have. Tons. Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure he eats more meals after this, but honestly, I'm so full from the lunch and how much chicken I had. Like, I ate way more than I showed.
Have I not made my point? You're full, satisfied, and lose weight. She's not even hungry enough to keep going, okay?
Inside, we're going to put bologna.
I mean, I can't make fun of that because I've done way worse I butchered names way worse than that, I'm sure, but bologna... Not bologna, bologna. Love it. Love the bologna. But guess what? Bologna, not very low calorie dense food, is the opposite kind of food that I would suggest you eat. Very high in fat and calories. We're trying to have less calories to lose weight. Okay? My diet is about losing weight, not just about eating somewhat similar, kind of like what I eat. There's general rules to follow, but there's no rules in the kitchen. But there's general rules to follow within those lines.
And also some cheese. I used Gouda. I'm pretty sure he didn't use cheese. I'm going to be in trouble. He's going to yell at me, guys.
I use fat-free cheese slices. I call them protein squares, okay? Low-calorie cheese, okay? Less fat. Doesn't have to be the lowest fat cheese in the world, but at least make it a light cheese. It's all wrong. The wrap is like this big. It's huge, okay? It's huge. And I said a little bit of vegetables because I'm full from eating today. So this girl's got great genetics. It's easy for her. That wrap could have had 5 times more vegetables in there. It should have been this big. She should have been able to hardly hold it and not finish it. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so full. No, she just wrapped up a bunch of bread and then it's good to go.
And this was the beautiful wrap I have made. What do you guys think about it?
I think you need to double the vegetables and get rid of the bologna and get low-fat cheese and get a lower calorie wrap, and then you could eat twice as many of them and be full.
So dearest Gregory here kept on eating. He had 2 liters of some like protein kind of situation, and then he had a dessert.
It's protein ice cream, which you would have loved if you would have tried it. You like Haagen-Dazs ice cream? You love Haagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's. You love that stuff, okay? If you do, it tastes almost as good as that. Not quite, almost. So imagine your favorite ice cream, and it's almost that good. I'm not gonna bullshit you and say it's just as good. No, I'll give you the truth. It's almost as good. It's not as good. It's close, good enough. So you missed out on ice cream. You like ice cream? No, you missed out. If you like ice cream, that would have blown your mind. You think the French toast is good. So she's like, hey, it scares me the amount of volume it has. I don't eat this much food. I'm a 195-pound professional bodybuilder, and she's a smaller girl.
But I eat more calorie-dense food, so I have pizza, chocolate, ice cream.
Pizza, chocolate, ice cream. Okay, let's go with those. Pizza. I have homemade protein pizza. Less calories, more protein. Chocolate. I have homemade chocolate protein bars. Score homemade protein. Chocolatey, yummy. I don't eat the chocolate. I eat the homemade bars that are from my cookbook. I have chocolate protein-sicles, for example. Chocolate ice creams and things like that. All homemade from the cookbook. And ice cream. Love me some ice cream. No way does this woman like ice cream as much as me. Not possible.
So if you're struggling to stay under a specific amount of calories, like let's say 2,000, you can get a lot of food for this. Like this is for people that like to eat a lot, that like to put a lot of stuff in their belly.
It's for people that like to eat a lot of food. They want food in the belly. They want to be full. They don't want to be hungry all the time. They want to lose weight. They need to get under a certain calorie limit. That's what's the diet for. Not for any other reason. She doesn't need it. You may need it.
So although I like Greg's diet and I would highly recommend it to anybody because it seems healthy, there's a lot of fruits and vegetables, protein, well-rounded meals, yada, yada, yada. But it's not for me because I would rather eat chocolate than an entire side of canned peas. Okay, bye.
There are a lot of chocolate-flavored recipes in my diet. You just gotta try it. A lot of peanut butter-flavored things too. Like the cottage PB2 Delight, for example. It's the cottage cheese and peanut butter, but it's the powdered peanut butter has less calories and you blend it up together. Delicious. You don't know what you're missing. So she gave it a good rating. It's not for her, but she didn't actually try the recipe specifically that she would have wanted, because what she did was she watched my video and watched one day of what I was eating, but she didn't buy the cookbook with 100+ recipes, okay? She didn't buy that and try out, I'm gonna eat these ones that I in particular wanna eat. Maybe she's not a wrap person. She's clearly a French toast person now. Anyway, GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IB Pro. Buy my freaking cookbook, obviously. Bloop it up 2 videos. And until next time, I am out. And later on, let's see when she texts me back. I text her and see she texts me back.
Because Dave doesn't like rice, he thinks that it's better to eat popcorn because it's more filling for him, it has more fiber, it's yummier for him.